Hello, time travelers. You caught me while I was in the middle of researching today's historical events. As always, if you're new to this channel and enjoy learning about history from around the world, don't forget to hit that like button, comment, subscribe, and turn on all notifications. Without further ado, let's get into it. The New World was discovered on this day in 1492 when land, most likely San Salvador, was sighted in the Caribbean from the Pinta, one of the three ships that participated in Christopher Columbus' historic event, which actually makes me think of that rhyme. Christopher Columbus sailed the ocean blue in 1942 upon the Pinta. I forget exactly how it goes, but it's the Pinta, Santa Maria, and one other. I forget exactly which one. But if anyone remembers exactly how it goes, let me know in the comments. In 1810, the first Oktoberfest was celebrated in Munich in the form of a horse race held in honor of the marriage of the Crown Prince of Bavaria, who later became King Louis I, to Princess Therese von Sachsen-Hildburghausen. 56 years later, in 1866, Raymond MacDonald, the first Labour Party Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, and the Labour governments of 1924 and 1929 to 1931, and the National Coalition Government of 1931 to 1935 was born. In 1869, Eugenio Montale, Italian poet, prose writer, editor, and translator, who won the Nobel Prize for Literature in 1975, was born in Genoa. 2 years later, in 1898, the landmark of labor union history, a coal mine riot took place in Verdun, Illinois, when strikebreakers were brought in. On this day in 1901, President Theodore Roosevelt officially changed the name of the president's residence at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue in Washington, D.C., from the Executive Mansion to the White House. 14 years later, in 1915, during World War I, English nurse Edith Cavell was executed for assisting Allied soldiers in escaping from German-occupied Belgium. 1956 is when Arthur S. Fleming, U.S. Defense Mobilizer, was authorized by President Dwight D. Eisenhower to begin study of U.S. oil tanker requirements. In 1968, Equatorial Guinea gained its independence from Spain. The next 4 years, or I should say events, happened a year apart from each other. In 1998, American college student Matthew Shepard died at Fort Collins, Colorado, several days after being beaten by two men and left in the cold in Laramie, Wyoming. Shepard's heterosexuality was believed to have motivated the attack, and his death contributed to compensation of federal hate crime legislation. 1999 is when American basketball player Wilt Chamberlain, who was considered one of the greatest offensive players in history of the game, died at the age of 63. 2000, while preparing to refuel at the Yemen port of Aden, the USS Cole, a U.S. naval destroyer, was attacked by suicide bombers associated with Al-Qaeda. 17 sailors were killed and 39 wounded. 2001 is when the Central Nobel Prize for Peace was awarded to the United Nations and the organization's Secretary General, Kofi Annan. 3 years later, in 2004, for the first time, the Romanian government admits that Romania took part in the Holocaust during World War II and seceded that some 240,000 Jews died at that time in Romania. And our final event happened in 2014 when it was revealed that a nurse who treated an Ebola patient, Thomas Eric Duncan, in Dallas, has contracted the disease. And with that, we return to 2024 and our current history. Now let's head over to the animal kingdom for our 61st animal fact, when some corvids, like crows, rauks, ravens, etc., can understand physics. Corvids are highly intelligent. They can use tools, solve puzzles, recognize faces, and even understand physics. Tests show that rauks have some level of understanding of physics as a 6-month-old baby, which is higher than some apes. Interesting. If anyone has any idea what type of animal, or I'm sorry, it's rooks, R-O-O-K-S. If anyone has any idea what that is, let me know. Now let's head into the science lab for our 61st science fact. This one actually is pretty interesting. A rainbow on Venus is called a glory. Appearing as a series of colored concentric rings, these are caused by interference of light waves within droplets rather than the reflection, refraction, and dispersion of light that makes a rainbow on Earth. And with that, if you're new to this channel and enjoy learning history, not only from the US but also from around the world, don't forget to hit that like button, comment, subscribe, and turn on all notifications. I'll see you all in the next one.